How to be confident in front of a camera. A lot of people can get very nervous when sitting there talking into a camera, and things seem to be moving at a rapid pace where now even advertising your business on YouTube, you're going to be spending some time in front of a camera. You've seen people taking selfies. You've seen people doing stand-up videos like this. Talking in front of a camera is almost becoming a requirement now as a business owner. Well, we're going to go over some things how you can stand there with confidence and deliver what you need to say. Now, you should watch this video all the way to the end because I'm going to give you a little bit of a new massage to an old scenario that we've all heard when it comes to public speaking. I'll give you a few tips and pointers on how you can possibly get through that little bit of nervousness. And of course, some really simple, practical application, some exercises to help boost your confidence across the board. Let's get started. I'm Nick Natarella with AdWise Creative. I've been editing and producing audio and post-production and creating voiceovers for over 25 years now. And the new opportunity is YouTube. It's video. It's anything that you could possibly do for your business to help promote it in almost a live situation, whether it be your podcast or your YouTube channel. And there's a lot of opportunity out there now. Problem is, a lot of us feel very uncomfortable standing in front of a camera. And now how are we going to get over that? Well, I've got some very practical advice for you. First of all, you remember back in the day, nobody thought about having their own YouTube channel 20, 25, 30 years ago. What scared us to death was public speaking. Public speaking had our knees knocking and mouth dry and our hands are sweating. And I mean, it was like a nightmare. And what was the conventional wisdom? What did everybody say? Picture your audience in their underwear. And supposedly what that was going to do for you, I mean, I don't know about you, but being in a whole room full of people in their underwear would make me twice as nervous. But what that's supposed to do is all of a sudden take you out of yourself, imagine the scene, and maybe laugh at it and stuff like that. Now remember, there's some people, what has been seen cannot be unseen. So just picture the right people, okay, that you don't want to, have to go to therapy about, all right? So now that you've completely, everybody's now sitting there in their underwear, it literally changed your body chemistry. It made you laugh on the inside. Now, hopefully you can deliver your material. Well, here's a little trick that I learned a long time ago. You have basically 3 visceral, chemical emotions to your body: love, hate, and fear. And it's the fear that we all feel about being in front of an audience in public speaking or being in front of the camera. It's the fear. It's not you that's keeping you from in front of the camera. It's the fear that's keeping you from stepping in front of the camera. So the other cool thing is that when it comes to love or hate, they can bump the fear. I'll be honest with you. I used to have a real problem driving over bridges. There was a thing about bridges that just really got to me. There's no place to pull over in case something goes wrong. So I got very, very nervous. I mean, almost to the point where I literally had to stop, wait 5 minutes to an hour before I could psych myself up to drive over that bridge. And when I learned this trick, that hate and love can drive out the fear, as soon as I saw the bridge coming, I got mad. I would literally be pounding on the steering wheel or beating on the dashboard or something like that, and I would start screaming and yelling, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get across this bridge. Well, now I'm angry. There's no room for fear wherever there's anger. There's no room for fear wherever there's love. So whichever one, I was able to turn the anger on much faster, like 55, 65 miles an hour, much faster than the love. So my default was anger, and I was able to get fear out of the way and drive over a bridge, no problem. And now I don't even have to do that. So keep that little technique in your back pocket in case you need it. Get angry, and the fear will disappear. So when it comes to making your videos, that's all changed now. We're not in an auditorium with an audience of 5,000 or 10,000 or anything like that. This isn't a TEDx talk where the whole world is watching. No, that's not it. Now, when we're in something like this, basically what's happened is you ask the question, how do I become more confident in front of the camera? Well, I got some ideas for you. And now it's just you and me talking. You're going to have an audience of 1. And if you can think of it that way, it's just you and another person out to coffee. It's you and another person sitting at the kitchen table, sitting at the sofa in the living room, just having a talk. It's much easier to picture than a whole room full of people half naked. So, once you realize that only one person at a time is going to be watching your videos, it's not a whole audience. If you can get that through your head and just make that conversational connection, it's going to be a lot easier to do all your videos. Your YouTube stats, they go up by individuals. They go up by ones. It's not going to be 5,000 because you did one video. No, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They go up by ones. It's individuals that are watching. Like I said, if you can get that through your head, it's going to make your delivery so much easier. We have a few more practical exercises coming up in just a moment, but if this is going to help you in any way, shape, or form, throw a comment down below. I want to know that you conquered this. I want to know that you have had some success with this, that okay, fine, you might not be able to do public speaking, you might not feel like stepping in front of a camera yet, but your anxiety's down a little bit. Just let me know that you're on that path. Make a comment down below if you can do that, or like or share, subscribe to this channel, and be sure to like this video. Share it with somebody else that you know that may need the help too. Like I said, a couple very simple techniques, and I'm sure you've probably even heard of these. First of all, some breathing techniques. You really can't convey a message well if you're not breathing right. First of all, 9 times out of 10 when I get nervous, I start breathing from the top of my chest and, very shallow, but it's way up here. I'm not letting the breath drop in. So take a few minutes, calm down, drop your hands by your side, breathe in through your nose for a 4 count, hold it for a 2 count, exhale for a 4 count. Very simple breathing exercise. I'm sure you've heard of it. Simple in, hold, and out. And immediately you can feel your body chemistry start to change and relax and calm down. And with that strength and that calmness, the breath starts to drop in. And instead of talking like this, now all of a sudden you just start talking like this. And there's a lot more confidence and strength in your voice. Number 2, I'm sure you've heard of this one too. Practice in front of a mirror. Talk in front of a mirror. Let's see your hand gestures. Let's see what facial expressions you're doing. I would caution you not to do that all the time. Do it just a little bit. Do it just to get some momentum or to get some energy going. I don't want you to constantly be talking in a mirror every single time for every single speech. Because what ends up happening is, and this is a classic example, my daughter is in a ballet class, and when they're at the bar and the mirrors are over here, now they're doing all their dance moves like this, because they're watching themselves way over there. We don't want that. We want to be looking straight ahead. It kind of becomes a little over self-awareness. Do just enough to be aware, but don't turn it into over self-awareness. We need you to just speak. We need you to be you. And finally, don't get caught doing this. No, seriously, it can be a little creepy, but the most important thing you can do is listen to conversations. How are people talking? What are people saying? Have you ever gone out to lunch by yourself and you sat there and you're sitting there eating and all this? Go ahead and turn an ear towards a nearby conversation. Hear how the people are interacting. Who says what and how does the other person react? That's what you're going to be learning. It's really hard, if you're not trained in doing this, it's really hard to be in the conversation and try to listen to the overall effect at the exact same time. So the best thing to do is take yourself out of the situation and listen to another conversation. Even if you happen to be talking to another friend and there's some people right behind you talking, just listen for a second. Listen to that interaction, the pace, the timbre, the pitch, how they react, how they breathe, stuff like that. There's all kinds of stuff you can learn from listening, just listening to conversations. And then when you realize, well, what are you doing that sounds like that, or what are you doing that doesn't sound like that? Any one of those would be great things to either eliminate, accent, or build on in your delivery. Now, once you have all your videos recorded, it's time to edit them. But what are you going to edit them with? Well, here's something that'll help you through that decision. I have a free video editing guide. Number 1, the guide is free. But number 2, all the software that's listed on this guide, all that software is free as well. Look down in the description. There's a link down there. Click on that link and get your copy of the free video editing software guide. That should get you started this afternoon, quite frankly. Why not? I'm Nick Nattarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.